Listen to me very carefully because what I am about to share will save you years of heartbreak, confusion, and wasted energy on men who do not see your true worth. Many women find themselves questioning where they stand, deciphering mixed signals, and ultimately feeling undervalued in their relationships. You deserve clarity, not confusion. You deserve to understand the difference between a man who speaks your worth and one who systematically undermines it. Today, we will uncover 5 specific things that, when a man says them to you, reveal with absolute certainty that he does not truly value you. These are not random words or accidental slips of the tongue. They are windows into his deepest perception of you and your place in his life. I have spent over a decade studying human psychology, ancient wisdom, and the intricate dynamics that govern relationships between men and women. Through this journey, I have observed patterns that repeat themselves across cultures, ages, and circumstances. What I have discovered is that there are 5 specific phrases, 5 verbal indicators that are undeniable signs a man does not truly value you. Recognizing these phrases is not about being overly critical or pessimistic about love. It is about practicing radical self-respect. Ignoring these warning signs is like allowing someone to slowly dim your inner light, one conversation at a time. These words carry energetic weight that impacts your sense of self-worth, often leaving you questioning your own perceptions and intuition. Pay especially close attention to the 5th indicator, as it is often disguised as something caring or helpful, making it the most insidious and dangerous of all. Before we examine these 5 things, it is crucial to understand a fundamental truth about how value and respect are communicated or deliberately withheld in relationships. Society often conditions women to give the benefit of the doubt, to see potential where there is only disrespect, or to believe they can somehow earn someone's value through patience, understanding, or self-sacrifice. This conditioning runs deep, passed down through generations of women who were taught that their worth depended on their ability to please others. However, ancient wisdom teaches us that words carry immense energetic weight. When a man speaks certain phrases to you, he is not merely communicating information. He is transferring an energy, an intention that directly impacts your energetic field and your sense of self-worth. Your intuition, your inner guidance system, is extraordinarily sensitive to this energetic exchange. It often detects the dissonance between his words and his true intentions, leaving you feeling uneasy, confused, or questioning yourself, even when your logical mind tries to make excuses for his behavior. This internal conflict you feel is not weakness or oversensitivity. It is the energetic signature of misalignment between what you deserve and what you are receiving. First indicator, emotional invalidation. Let us now examine these 5 things, beginning with the first and perhaps most common indicator. The first thing that signals a man does not truly value you is when he consistently dismisses your valid feelings by saying phrases like, "You're being too sensitive," "You're overreacting," or "You're just being emotional." This phrase is a classic tool of emotional invalidation. It suggests that your emotional experience is not legitimate, not worthy of consideration, or that you are fundamentally flawed for having feelings at all. It places the blame squarely on you for daring to feel and express your inner truth. A man who truly values you, who operates from a place of genuine respect and love, will seek to understand your emotions, even when he doesn't initially agree with your perspective. He understands that your feelings are a sacred reflection of your inner world, deserving of honor and consideration. He may not always know how to respond perfectly, but his intention will be to bridge the gap between your experiences, not to shut you down or make you feel foolish for having emotions. When your feelings are consistently dismissed through phrases like these, something profound and damaging begins to happen. You start to doubt your own perceptions. You begin to question whether your emotional responses are valid or appropriate. You might find yourself suppressing your true feelings to keep the peace. But this peace comes at a terrible cost: the gradual erosion of your self-trust and your connection to your own inner truth. Recognize this pattern for what it truly is: emotional gaslighting. Your feelings are always valid, even when they are inconvenient for someone else. A man who values you will strive to create a safe emotional space where your feelings can be expressed and honored. If he consistently dismisses or invalidates your emotions, it is a clear sign that he does not value your emotional well-being, and you must choose to value it for yourself. Second indicator: mixed messages. The second thing that reveals a man doesn't truly value you is the often heard statement, "I'm not looking for anything serious right now," especially when his actions consistently contradict this claim. This creates one of the most confusing and emotionally damaging situations a woman can experience. He maintains regular contact, seeks intimacy, spends significant time with you, introduces you to friends, makes future plans, and behaves in every way like someone who is in a committed relationship. Yet, when the topic of defining the relationship arises, he retreats behind this convenient phrase. This dynamic creates a painful limbo where you receive the emotional experience of a relationship, but are denied the respect, security, and clarity that true commitment provides. It's a form of having your cake and eating it too, but you bear all the emotional cost while he enjoys all the benefits. Integrity, which is a cornerstone of true value and respect, requires that words and actions align harmoniously. A man who truly values you will be clear and honest about his intentions from the beginning. If he desires a committed relationship with you, both his words and his actions will reflect that desire, honoring your need for clarity and emotional security. This mixed message dynamic is particularly insidious because it keeps you emotionally invested in a situation that has no genuine future. It wastes your precious time and energy, often leaving you feeling used, confused, and questioning your own judgment about relationships. The painful truth is this: when a man tells you he doesn't want anything serious, believe him. That is his truth, regardless of how he behaves day to day. His actions might feel like love, but if his words contradict his actions, the words reveal his true intentions. Value yourself enough to seek someone whose words and desires for commitment align perfectly with yours. Do not waste your energy trying to change his mind or prove your worth. Instead, change your proximity to him. Walk away with your dignity intact. Third indicator: disguised criticism. The third thing to be acutely aware of is when a man offers constant criticism, disguised as just being honest, trying to help you improve, or brutal honesty for your own good. While constructive feedback can certainly exist in healthy relationships, what we're discussing here is fundamentally different. This is a consistent pattern of remarks designed to chip away at your confidence, making you feel inadequate about your appearance, your choices, your intelligence, your personality, or your way of being in the world. True love and genuine value uplift the spirit. They do not systematically diminish it. A man who truly values you will inspire your growth through encouragement, support, and gentle guidance. His honesty should feel like a loving hand guiding you toward your highest potential, not like a weapon being used to make you feel small or inadequate. Pay close attention to how his honesty makes you feel. Does it inspire you to grow, or does it make you feel criticized and defensive? Does it come from a place of love and support, or does it feel like an attack on your character or worth? This tactic of disguised criticism is often used, consciously or unconsciously, to lower your self-esteem and make you more dependent on his validation. Over time, if you allow this pattern to continue, you may begin to internalize these criticisms. You might start to see yourself through his critical lens, rather than through the lens of your own inherent worth and unique strengths. The cruel irony is that as your self-esteem diminishes under his constant criticism, you become more likely to accept his treatment because you begin to believe you don't deserve better. This creates a vicious cycle where his disrespect breeds more disrespect. Learn to distinguish between constructive support that helps you grow and destructive criticism that makes you shrink. If his words consistently make you feel worse about yourself, rather than inspired to become your best self, he is the problem, not you. You are not a project to be fixed or improved according to someone else's vision. You are a complete, whole, and worthy person deserving of love and respect, exactly as you are, while also being supported in your authentic growth and evolution. Fourth indicator, unfavorable comparisons. The fourth thing that clearly indicates a man does not truly value you is when he frequently compares you unfavorably to other women, particularly his ex-partners or women he finds attractive. He might say things like, "My ex never used to act this way," or "Why can't you be more like her?" or make subtle comments about how other women dress, behave, or handle situations differently than you do. This is one of the most deeply disrespectful acts of devaluation a person can commit in a relationship. It communicates that you are not measuring up to his standards, that you are somehow deficient or lacking in his eyes. It creates an unhealthy dynamic of competition and insecurity where you feel you must constantly prove your worth against the ghosts of his past relationships or the images of other women. A man who truly values you will appreciate your unique essence. He chose you specifically for who you are, not as a substitute for someone else or as a project to be molded into his ideal woman. He will not hold you up against the memory of past relationships or compare you to other women, because he understands that you are incomparable. These comparisons reveal his own unresolved emotional issues and demonstrate a fundamental lack of respect for your individuality. They show that he has not fully released his past relationships, or that he has unrealistic expectations about who you should be. When a man engages in these comparisons, he is essentially telling you that you are not enough as you are. This can severely damage your self-worth over time, making you feel insecure and constantly striving to meet an unattainable ideal that exists only in his mind. These comparisons prevent genuine intimacy and connection from developing because you can never truly be yourself. You become focused on trying to be someone else rather than deepening into your own authentic nature. Never tolerate being compared to other women, whether favorably or unfavorably. State clearly that such comparisons are unacceptable and disrespectful. If he continues this behavior after you've addressed it, understand that he is not capable of valuing you for who you truly are, and it is time to remove yourself from that devaluing energy. Remember, you are unique and incomparable. Your worth does not depend on how you measure against anyone else. Fifth indicator, indifference to your world. And now we come to the fifth thing, often the most subtle and therefore the most insidious indicator that a man does not truly value you. This is when he consistently ignores, downplays, or shows complete disinterest in your achievements, your ambitions, your passions, or the things that are genuinely important to you. This may not manifest as outright criticism or obvious disrespect. Instead, it appears as a pervasive lack of enthusiasm or support for what lights you up and gives your life meaning. He might change the subject when you talk about your career goals, seem bored or distracted when you share your successes, or subtly suggest that your passions and interests are trivial or unimportant. Perhaps you've experienced this. You come home excited about a promotion at work, a creative project you've completed, or a goal you've achieved, and his response is lukewarm at best. He might offer a brief, "That's nice," before immediately shifting the conversation to something that interests him more. Or maybe when you talk about your dreams and aspirations, he responds with subtle discouragement, disguised as realism, He might say things like, "That sounds difficult," or "Are you sure that's practical?" instead of asking how he can support your vision. A partner who truly values you is your greatest cheerleader and strongest supporter. He finds genuine joy in your joy and celebrates your successes as if they were his own victories. He is curious about your inner world, your thoughts, your dreams, and your perspectives. His energy amplifies yours, rather than diminishing it through indifference or subtle sabotage. When someone truly values you, they invest emotional energy in understanding what matters to you. They ask questions about your passions, remember important details about your goals, and actively look for ways to support your journey of growth and expansion. This quiet dismissal of what matters to you can be absolutely soul-crushing over time. It makes you feel unseen, unimportant, and unheard in the relationship. You may gradually start to shrink your dreams and ambitions to fit into his limited vision for you, losing essential parts of your authentic self in the process. You might find yourself no longer sharing your successes because you've learned they won't be celebrated. You might stop talking about your goals because you've experienced his lack of interest too many times. Slowly, you begin to hide the parts of yourself that make you most alive. And this is one of the greatest tragedies that can occur in a relationship. Pay very close attention to how he responds to your world. Does he listen with genuine interest when you speak about things that matter to you? Does he encourage your growth and celebrate your achievements? Does he remember what you've shared and follow up on things that are important to you? If his energy consistently meets yours with indifference, boredom, or subtle put-downs when it comes to what matters most to you, he is showing you that he does not value the entirety of who you are. He may be attracted to certain aspects of you, but he does not honor and celebrate your complete essence. Now that we have examined these 5 indicators, it is important to understand the deeper pattern they represent. Each of these things, emotional invalidation, mixed messages, disguised criticism, unfavorable comparisons, and indifference to your world, serves the same fundamental purpose. They diminish your sense of self-worth and make you more dependent on external validation. When your emotions are consistently invalidated, you lose trust in your own perceptions. When you receive mixed messages, you become confused about your own value and desirability. When you face constant criticism, you begin to see yourself as flawed and in need of fixing. When you are compared unfavorably to others, you feel inadequate and competitive. When your achievements and passions are ignored, you start to believe they don't matter. This is not accidental. Whether conscious or unconscious, these behaviors serve to keep you in a diminished state, where you are less likely to recognize your own worth and more likely to accept poor treatment. The man who engages in these behaviors, whether he realizes it or not, benefits from keeping you in this state of uncertainty and self-doubt. It makes you easier to control, less likely to leave, and more grateful for whatever scraps of attention or affection he chooses to offer. But here is what you must understand. Your worth is not determined by someone else's ability or inability to see it. Your value is inherent, built into the very fabric of your being. It does not fluctuate based on how you are treated by others. When someone consistently engages in these diminishing behaviors, they are revealing their own limitations, not yours. They are showing you that they lack the capacity to appreciate and honor what you bring to the relationship. This is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of their character and their ability to truly love and value another person. And to truly understand what it means to be valued, we must examine what genuine appreciation and respect look like in practice. When a man truly values you, there is a distinct, energetic quality to how he treats you. His appreciation is not conditional on your behavior, your mood, or your ability to meet his expectations perfectly. It is a consistent recognition of your inherent worth as a human being. He listens to your emotions with genuine interest and concern, even when they are difficult or inconvenient for him. He may not always know how to respond perfectly, but his intention is always to understand. His words and actions align consistently. If he says he cares about you, his behavior reflects that care. If he says he wants a future with you, he takes concrete steps to build that future. There is no confusion or mixed messaging because his intentions are clear and his integrity is intact. When he offers feedback or observations about your behavior, it comes from a place of love and genuine concern for your well-being. It feels supportive rather than critical, inspiring rather than diminishing. You can sense the difference in the energy behind his words. He celebrates your uniqueness rather than trying to change you or compare you to others. He chose you specifically for who you are, and he consistently reinforces that choice through his words and actions. Most importantly, he is genuinely interested in your inner world. He asks about your dreams, remembers your goals, celebrates your achievements, and actively looks for ways to support your growth and happiness. Your joy brings him joy, and your success feels like his success, because he truly cares about your well-being. This is the energy of true value and genuine love. It feels safe, supportive, and inspiring. It makes you want to become your best self, not because you need to earn his love, but because you feel so supported and appreciated that you naturally want to grow and expand. When you experience this kind of treatment, you don't question where you stand. You don't spend energy deciphering mixed signals or wondering about your worth. You feel seen, heard, appreciated, and loved for exactly who you are. If you recognize these patterns in your current relationship or in your dating experiences, the first step is acknowledgement without self-judgment. Many women have accepted these behaviors because they were taught to prioritize others' comfort over their own well-being, or because they believed that love required sacrifice and endurance of poor treatment. Understanding that you have tolerated these behaviors does not make you weak, naive, or foolish. It makes you human. Most of us have accepted less than we deserve at some point in our lives, often because we didn't fully understand our own worth, or because we hoped that patience and understanding would transform the other person. But here is a crucial truth. You cannot love someone into valuing you. You cannot be patient enough, understanding enough, or accommodating enough to make someone see your worth if they are determined not to see it. The only person whose behavior you can change is your own. The only person whose standards you can raise is yourself. The only person who can choose to walk away from diminishing treatment is you. Breaking these patterns requires developing what I call energetic boundary. It means trusting your intuition when something feels off, even if you cannot logically explain why. It means refusing to accept explanations that contradict your direct experience of how you are being treated. Most importantly, it means developing such a strong sense of your own worth that you become unwilling to accept anything less than genuine respect and appreciation. This is not about becoming defensive, closed off, or overly critical of potential partners. It is about becoming so clear about your own value that you naturally attract and accept only those who can recognize and honor that value. Before we discuss how to move forward, it is important to understand the true cost of remaining in relationships where you are not valued. The most obvious cost is emotional. Constant exposure to invalidation, mixed messages, criticism, comparisons, and indifference slowly erodes your sense of self. You may find yourself becoming anxious, depressed, or chronically uncertain about your own perceptions and worth. But the costs go much deeper than temporary emotional discomfort. When you consistently accept treatment that diminishes your worth, you are training yourself to settle for less in all areas of your life. You begin to believe that this is what you deserve, and this belief influences every choice you make. You may find yourself shrinking in other relationships as well, with friends, family members, or colleagues. You may stop pursuing goals that once excited you because you've internalized the message that your dreams don't matter. You may lose touch with parts of yourself that once brought you joy because they were never celebrated or appreciated. Perhaps most tragically, you may find yourself passing these patterns on to others, especially if you have children who are watching how you allow yourself to be treated. Children learn about love and respect, not from what we tell them, but from what they observe in our relationships. The opportunity cost is also enormous. Every day you spend in a relationship where you are not valued is a day you are not available for. A relationship where you would be cherished. Every month you invest in trying to earn someone's appreciation is a month you could be growing, creating, and enjoying life with someone who already sees your worth. Time is the one resource you cannot recover. Energy spent trying to prove your value to someone who refuses to see it is energy that could be invested in yourself, your goals, your growth, and relationships that actually nourish your soul. The cost of staying in these situations is literally your life force, your enthusiasm, your confidence, your joy, and your capacity to create the life you truly desire. Reclaiming your power begins with a fundamental shift in perspective. Instead of asking, "How can I make him see my worth?" the question becomes, "How can I honor my own worth so completely that I only accept treatment that reflects it?" This shift moves you from a position of seeking external validation to a position of internal authority. You become the guardian of your own worth, rather than hoping someone else will recognize and protect it. Start by reconnecting with who you were before these diminishing patterns began. What brought you joy? What were your dreams and aspirations? What qualities did you love about yourself? These aspects of you have not disappeared. They have simply been covered over by the dust of poor treatment and self-doubt. Begin to actively celebrate yourself in the ways you wished he would celebrate you. Acknowledge your own achievements, no matter how small. Support your own dreams and goals with the enthusiasm you craved from him. Become your own greatest cheerleader and most devoted supporter. Practice responding to your own emotions with the kindness and understanding you deserved from him. When you feel upset or concerned about something, instead of dismissing these feelings, ask yourself, what is this emotion trying to tell me? What do I need right now? How can I honor this feeling? Start paying attention to how different people make you feel. Notice the difference between those who uplift your energy and those who drain it. Choose to spend more time with people who celebrate your essence and less time with those who diminish it. Set clear boundaries about the kind of treatment you will and will not accept. This isn't about being rigid or defensive. It's about having standards that reflect your true worth. Practice saying things like, "I don't accept being spoken to that way," or "That kind of comparison is not appropriate," or "I need clear communication about your intentions." Most importantly, start making decisions based on how you feel, rather than on what you think you should do or what others expect of you. Your emotions are your internal guidance system, and they will always steer you toward what honors your highest good. As you begin to raise your standards and honor your own worth, it's important to have a clear vision of what you are moving toward. True love, genuine partnership, and authentic value look and feel very different from the patterns we have discussed. In a truly loving relationship, you feel emotionally safe. Your feelings are welcomed even when they are difficult or inconvenient. Your partner may not always understand your emotions immediately, but he is committed to trying to understand them because he cares about your inner experience. Communication is clear and consistent. His words match his actions, and his actions match his stated intentions. There is no confusion about where you stand, because he makes sure you feel secure in his love and commitment. Feedback, when it occurs, feels supportive rather than critical. It comes from a place of love and genuine concern for your well-being. It inspires you to grow rather than making you feel inadequate or defensive. You feel celebrated for your uniqueness rather than criticized for your differences. He chose you specifically for who you are, and he consistently reinforces that choice. You never feel like you are in competition with other women or with his memories of past relationships. Your dreams, goals, and passions are not just tolerated, but actively supported and celebrated. He is genuinely interested in your inner world and finds joy in your successes. He looks for ways to support your growth and expansion because your happiness contributes to his happiness. In this kind of relationship, you feel energized rather than drained. You feel inspired to become your best self, not because you need to earn his love, but because you feel so supported and appreciated that growth feels natural and joyful. You don't spend time questioning your worth or deciphering mixed signals. You don't walk on eggshells or constantly adjust your behavior to avoid criticism. You feel free to be authentically yourself because that authenticity is not just accepted but cherished. This is not a fantasy or an unrealistic expectation. This is what genuine love and respect look like in practice. This is what you deserve, and this is what becomes possible when you refuse to accept anything less. These 5 indicators we have discussed: emotional invalidation, mixed messages, disguised criticism, unfavorable comparisons, and indifference to your world, are not exhaustive, but they are powerful and reliable signs that someone does not truly value you. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward reclaiming your power and ensuring that you invest your precious time and energy only in relationships where you are genuinely valued and respected. 100-fulness, truth. You teach people how to treat you by what you are willing to accept. Every time you excuse behavior that diminishes your worth, you are training that person to continue treating you poorly. Every time you stay in a situation where you are not valued, you are telling the universe that this is the level of love you believe you deserve. Your worth is inherent and unshakable. It is not determined by someone else's ability or inability to see it. It is not dependent on your ability to prove it or earn it through your behavior, your patience, or your sacrifices. True value recognition is an energy, a consistent affirmation of your being that you feel in every interaction. It is not something you have to work for or wonder about. When someone truly values you, you know it in your bones, because their treatment of you reflects that value consistently. The time has come to stop accepting crumbs when you deserve the full feast of love and respect. Stop making excuses for behavior that makes you feel small, uncertain, or unworthy. Stop hoping that your patience and understanding will transform someone who has shown you repeatedly that they do not value what you bring to their life. Choose yourself. Choose relationships where your heart feels safe, your spirit feels seen, and your worth is celebrated rather than questioned. Choose partners who meet your emotional expressions with curiosity rather than dismissal, who align their words with their actions, who build you up rather than tear you down, who celebrate your uniqueness rather than comparing you to others, and who are genuinely invested in your happiness and growth. Walk away from anything and anyone who consistently makes you feel less than the magnificent being you truly are. This is not about being perfect or finding someone who is perfect. This is about refusing to accept treatment that fundamentally disrespects your inherent worth as a human being. You have the power to change your life by changing what you are willing to accept. You have the wisdom to recognize these patterns and the strength to choose differently. You have everything within you to create relationships that honor and celebrate your true essence. Trust yourself, value yourself, choose yourself, and never, ever settle for less than the love and respect you inherently deserve. This is your life, your heart, and your choice. Make it wisely, courageously, and with the full knowledge of your own immeasurable worth. May you always remember your value, and may you never accept anything less than what reflects that value back to you. Remember, you are worthy of love that sees you, celebrates you, and honors the magnificent being you truly are. If you found clarity and strength in this message, I invite you to take a powerful step today. Honor your worth. Set your boundaries. Walk away from anything that dims your light. Share your story or thoughts in the comments below. Your voice matters and can inspire others to choose themselves too. And if you want more insights to help you reclaim your power and build the loving relationships you deserve, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Remember, your value is unshakable. Choose yourself, always.
Thank you.